Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody, and I'm here again with another layout using my Simon Says Stamp Card Kit of the month. And if you missed my unboxing or haven't looked at the resource guide in a while, make sure you go back and check that out. I've got all the details of this kit as well as links to the kit, and that is actually a PDF file that is free to download from my blog, but I always have it linked in the description box below of my videos. So just make sure you kind of keep an eye out for that. So for this second layout, I'm actually making a pocket style layout, and this is using the basic Design A page protector from Becky Higgins. That's usually the design I use just for ease of scrapbooking and planning and all of that. So, but if you guys ever have any requests for kits that you'd like to see me review, or maybe new kits that I haven't even heard about, or kits that maybe have been around that I just haven't heard about, please let me know. This particular kit was actually a request from someone, so I do read my comments, and I definitely try to respond to all of the comments, but just let me know if you guys know of something that maybe I don't know about, and then I will definitely share it with you guys. I'm always on the hunt for new kits to review. I just enjoy working with them, and since I enjoy working with them, I like to share that with you as well. So the very first thing I've done here is I have all my photos laid out, and so I'm going ahead and picking out the papers I want to use for the pocket cards. Now, I had 4x6 photos, so all I needed were papers to go in the 3x4 slots, and I always trim those down to match a Project Life branded card, just to make sure that they fit into all the pockets. I don't have to worry about trimming down papers or anything like that when I'm trying to slide them in the actual pockets. So I've got my papers pretty much laid out here. But I'm going through a couple of the other papers in the kit because there were some 6x6 papers that had elements that you could cut out. And so I've cut out a couple of them to use as embellishments on the page. I find that this is really a fun way to incorporate the elements in the kit, since there aren't really die cuts. I mean, we have stickers, we have stamps, we have the flamingo die cut, but we don't actually have like a pack of die cuts or anything to work with. So and we do have puffy stickers, I forgot about that. So I'm just kind of utilizing the papers in different ways to create a couple additional elements to use to decorate. So I've got all of my papers trimmed down. I really love how bright and colorful the papers in this kit are. They're really fun. There was this white sticker. So the stickers in the sticker book are clear stickers. They're backed on clear papers, so you can put them on top of photos and you could still see through them. However, the ones that are white are very difficult to read. I put it on that sky background, and it says, "Love this so much," but you can barely see it on the screen here. I mean, you can tell there's something there if you're looking at it, but it's really difficult to see. You can see it a little bit better in person, but not a whole lot better. I kind of wish I had backed it onto something, but I still don't think you really would have been able to see the actual writing. Unfortunately, that's just how the white printed ones are if it's not a real bright white. So I've got 3 filler cards here actually. I only had one small photo there in the middle, but I'm going to use one of them for journaling, and I've just stamped out some lines here, and that's using a Gossamer Blue planner stamp set. But I was testing a couple of my different pens here to determine which one I wanted to use. I had a friction ball erasable pen that was in blue. I had a Sharpie that was in blue. I had my regular pen, Pentel pen, and then I had an American Crafts precision pen as well. I only ended up using my regular Pentel pen, but I will also use the black Sharpie here in a moment to do another little bit of journaling on another photo there. One of the things I really wanted to use, though, was a fish. So I'm actually titling this layout Just Like a Fish, because it was all about Kaylin getting his swim band at the gym that we go to. We go to Lifetime Gym. And anytime the kids want to swim, if they want to swim by themselves without their parent in the water with them, and I think the parent has to be within 5 feet of them, then they have to be able to pass their swim test. Well, he wouldn't take his test, and wouldn't take his test, and wouldn't take his test. And then finally he got up enough courage to take his test. And my child, he can swim. Like, he can definitely swim. He waited until he and me and my mom, so his grandma, went to the pool. There's a picture of my mom on the top right. And he took a swim test. And this kid did they have to be able to do a whole lap without touching the bottom. Now they can doggy paddle, they can do, freestyle, they can swim on their back, they can do whatever they want. He swam a full lap by doing a perfect freestyle stroke with the side breathing and everything. It's like it was a perfect swim test, you know what I mean? And so we were super proud of him because he had just delayed for so long and his swimming had actually gotten so good. He could have passed it a long time ago. He just wouldn't take the test. So we were really proud of him, and that was kind of a big deal that day. So the title of this page is actually going to be Just Like a Fish. And I'll use a couple different alphas from my stash to make that title because there weren't any alphas that came in this particular kit. There was the stamp set with a couple different sentiments, but no actual alphas. So I'm finishing up this bottom left card here, and what I did is I took that 1x1 square of the little boy with the snorkel, and then I also cut out the word snorkel from one of those other pattern papers that had those elements on it, and layered just it on a piece of that sparkly pink paper that I just cut into a really small banner, and then put some sequins around as well. Now I did utilize a couple of those stickers throughout this page. Some of them though I am going to just back on some white cardstock so you can actually see the sticker because it kind of blends in with the background whenever you layer those clear stickers on top of real pattern paper. So now this little fish that I had cut or stamped and cut out, I'm just putting some dimensional adhesive on its tail so the tail will stick up, but the body will actually just be glued straight down to the pattern paper. Now here's where I'm pulling out my title. So I've got this Studio Calico black chipboard alpha set that I've kind of got sitting up near my desk so I can use it whenever I possibly can come up with anything out of it. I'm getting very, very slim on the alphas that are there, but there are a good amount of numbers and some punctuation left as well. So anytime I can make a word work with it, I go ahead and use it because I would really like to go ahead and use that set as much as possible. So I've got the word fish spelled out, and then I'm going to use these My Little Shoebox alphas that are just kind of a lime green tile alpha to put just like a, and then so it's going to say just like a fish, and then I just put a little bit of washi tape behind the word fish just to kind of help that word stand out, and then used a couple of the puffy stickers. I really like the puffy stickers. Sometimes I have a difficult time using puffy stickers because I feel like these little tiny ones, because they're more icon and a little bit more cartoony looking, but when you use them and use multiples of them, they really start to look very nice in my opinion. So I'm just stamping out using this one stamp set. Any of the stamp sets that I use, or really any of the supplies that I use, if I can link it below, I will. That way you can actually go purchase it yourself if it's something you would like. So then there's this little banner that I stamped out that says "Such a Good Day," and I just put it on that blue paper, but I wanted it to stand out a little bit more, so I just backed it on a piece of white cardstock so it has a very thin white border around it. I really was utilizing a lot of the stamps, or at least I tried to use a lot of the stamps as much as possible in some of these layouts. I've been doing that a lot with like my stash kits as well, just because I'm trying to make sure that I use the supplies that I have in my stash. I have an insane amount of supplies, and so I really want to make sure that I am capturing things and not just using the same supplies all the time. I'm really trying to make sure that I am versatile in the supplies I use, because that will also make my pages not all look exactly the same. Just going to stamp a few of these little bubbles so they're coming out the fish, or cut right above the fish on that one card. And then I am going to stamp out, there was this like starfish looking stamp on this same stamp set. So I'm going to stamp it on two different colors. I'm going to put it on the green and on the blue, and then I'll cut those out and just kind of layer them on top of that pattern paper. And it's not going to be a huge element, but I thought it was just kind of a nice little something to put there. Again, it's trying to utilize the stamp that came in the kit, and also just trying to see what I can add to each of the cards. I also have two other cards to work on here. I have the card with the photo, and then I have the card that just has like the bathing suits on that closing line to the right. So I had a couple of other pieces I had cut out from some of the papers. I also have the top photos to get embellished as well. Now I had this one kind of banner sticker that I cut out. Well, I put it on a piece of white cardstock and I cut it out. And this, in hindsight, I wish I could change, but it was that glossy material, so I needed to use the Sharpie or use a slick writer. But I didn't like how thick this Sharpie was actually writing. Some of my other Sharpies aren't writing so thick. So I kind of wish I had found a thinner writing Sharpie to do this with before I actually had done it on the sticker. I just to kind of coordinate a little bit better with the journaling that was right beside it. The journaling right beside it is very fine and very small. And then this journaling just doesn't really match that. So it looks fine. I just wish I could have changed it. That's probably the only thing on this layout I wish I could have changed at the time. But I do have two other stickers that are lemons that I had also backed on white cardstock and cut out to layer here, and the lemons don't really mean anything. I just thought it would be nice to also include some yellow on this card, and the lemons were cute. They kind of fit with the color scheme and with the feel of the rest of the layout. Now it's funny because I had no problem kind of laying these lemons down when I was just laying them on my desk, but then when it came to actually gluing them down, I kind of hemmed and hawed just a tad bit to figure out the exact perfect placement, of course. There is a sticker in the sticker book of a beach umbrella that I'm going to use here in just a moment, but I have to do that same thing where I back it on white cardstock. The papers in the photos were just too busy in order for me to put them directly down, some of those stickers directly down. And then I also have a few of the other little pieces that I've cut out from some of those 6x6 paper sheets as well. Now I'm putting a little bit of sequins up here kind of to draw attention to that one sticker that has the white printing on it that is just difficult to see at first glance. And then I am going to layer another little embellishment down here, and it just says pool therapy, and I just thought that was kind of perfect because it's a picture of Kalen kind of staring off in the pool or to the side of the pool. It was break time, so he couldn't swim, so he's just kind of staring off there waiting for his turn. Now there's that beach umbrella sticker that I had backed on some white cardstock, and I'm going to layer it right on top of this piece of paper with two of those little words that I also cut out, and those are just going to be layered on top of that. Again, like I had mentioned before, I really try to utilize the papers and every embellishment that comes in the kit, even if it's kind of missing a key thing that I would normally use. So I normally would use die cuts, but since this one doesn't have die cuts, I'm just kind of making do with what I have with the stamps and with the papers. So I think that's kind of an important thing whenever you're working with kits, to try to make do with what you have. And if you can't make do with what you have, then you can definitely pull from your stash. There is no harm in that. But for my kit review series, for the purpose of this, I try to use what came in the kit as much as possible, at least in the first couple layouts before I start adding things from my stash too much, because I really do want to show you what the kit itself comes with and how you can actually work the kit together. Okay, moving on to a couple different things here, just trying to see what else I can do. I've pulled out my yellow cardstock again. So this cardstock was intended to be the base of cards, or to be used with the die to do die cutting. And I did do that, but I'm actually not making greeting cards, so I don't need those pieces of cardstock to cut down in order to make the greeting cards. So I'm just utilizing them for different elements in the page or in the layouts. And then I did just do this one circle stamp, and then I punched it out, and then I'm going to put this down here on this photo of Kalen showing his swim band, and that's where he got his passed his swim test. I was looking through these other My Little Shoebox alphas. I don't actually pull these out very often, but I should. I think it's just because of where I store them. I don't see them as easily, but I really should pull them out more often and use them. What I did is I just put grandma up here, and then there's this one cut out piece that says pool time, and so I'm going to write with on the yellow cardstock, and it's going to bring a little bit of that yellow up here to the top. So it's going to say pool time with grandma, and it just kind of basically some simple journaling, but not really handwritten journaling. It's more so using the stickers and a little bit of handwritten, just the word with, and then the paper that I had cut out pool time. As you can see, I'm really trying to utilize the puffy stickers here, and I'm just trying to see what works where, and just kind of using them because they're a nice little way to add a pop of something without having to a stamp and cut or pull something else from my stash. I think it's kind of a nice little way. And that actually completes this layout. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. It's such a bright and colorful layout. And stay tuned because I do have a lot of layouts coming up here shortly. I do have two other ones already ready after this one. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your day, and I will chat with you later. Bye.